A 28-year-old soldier from San Antonio has died while participating in the swamp phase of the Army's grueling Ranger School. Ranger training officials say that Specialist James Requenes died Thursday during a training incident at Eglin Air Force Base in Florida. Requenes was transported to Eglin Air Force Base Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Requenes enlisted in April of 2018, and his awards include the Army Achievement Medal and Parachutist Badge. The incident remains under investigation.